Nobody said it was easy. Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to do another song analysis, and the agenda is saying we're doing The Scientist from Coldplay. Now that we are here on a Coldplay song, and The Scientist, it's one of my favorite songs from them, and I would really like to check it out with you. So we're doing it as usual. I'm just going through the different parts of the song, gonna explain a little bit about the technique, a little bit about the sounds. Whenever there's anything else you would like to know, just leave a comment. Let's start and go into the first verse. Running in circles, drumming up tails. So that's the first verse of The Scientist. I think what's very lovely about it, he has a very flowing, open voice. Very, very nice for a male voice. It's already quite high, I would say. So me as a woman, I'm able to sing in the original key with him, which is super, super nice for me. For the male singers, this song is doing a lot of work with head voice. So if you want to train on head voice, later in the chorus you will hear it. That's a very good song for you guys. Let's check into the verse. So we have this easygoing, almost a little bit lacking of energy kind of voice. And that's just like really flobbing out and no pressure, nothing. Almost a little bit as if like you had given up. So, come out to meet you, tell you I'm sorry. You don't know how lovely you are. So it's really just letting it flow, telling the stories that like you came out to meet someone and you just like this person so very much, but there's something fatal about it. So it is like a circle going. So it's a little bit like depleted of energy, but still having some flow and energy and some sound and hope in it. And you just really imagine you telling this story about this one special person. Let's check in the pre-chorus. This is the pre-chorus and also a little bit of the chorus because it's a part that doesn't really sound like a chorus, but it is repeated. And in the end, there's this main topic. I'm going back to the start. That's, for me personally, it's the part that is the chorus. I'm going back to the start. What he's doing here is he's making this jump from this very loose, very light verse that he's singing and goes into a much higher register. So he's jumping to, nobody said it was easy. Going from a little bit more low, making a big jump. What you want to do here, you want to use your solar plexus to do this jump from the verse to the pre-chorus chorus, coming from, you don't know how lovely you are. Nobody said. So we have this jump, and maybe you could see it here already. When I do the jump, I'm hitting the first note with my pelvis floor. Nobody. So the pelvis floor is almost earlier than the sound, or it is a little bit earlier than the sound, because we need the pressure from the air to get our vocal cord swinging. So we have to create that first and let it flow through here. You want to make sure to maybe practice this part of the song first to have a good feeling for it, because in the moment where you're doubting yourself or you think like I can't do it, you're gonna cut off your throat, and not cut off your throat, but you're gonna close your larynx trying to keep it safe, and then it's not going to work because it really needs a very good flow. Nobody said it was easy. And in the end, a good pelvis floor support also, because you want to keep the sound light and ongoing. So in this part, it's really important to use your support, to keep it open, to go a little bit into your head voice. You hear that even I am able to go there into head voice. For the male singers, you will be in full head voice there. If it's hard for you, you can also start it with a humming or anything. But if you have problems there, go check out my video about high jumps. that will help you a lot, I think. Okay, so let's continue with the song. Okay, I think the second verse is quite interesting because when we first were somewhere like floating around, a little bit dreamy, like the professor that the scientist probably is, it's a little bit clearer, cleaner, and stronger. And if you look into the lyrics, then you can see, yes, he is now not describing this like, oh, I came up to see you and you don't know how lovely you are. He's staying with himself this time, saying, I was just guessing on numbers and figures, pulling the puzzles apart. Questions of science, science and progress. So this is really much more down to his reality, not this like dreamy of, oh, I came up to meet you, but really like his point of view. He was just guessing there. He didn't do anything when all of this came over him. So he's a little bit more into the topic. He's a little bit more like, I'm really explaining you. I was just guessing at numbers and figures, pulling the puzzles apart. And he even gets a little bit stronger when he gets into the next part, which is all again the scientist about science. So questions of science, science and progress cannot speak as loud as my heart. And he continues because in the next part, he's giving very precise instructions. So tell me you love me, come back and haunt me. Oh, let's go back to the start. Running in circles, chasing our tail. So this endless stories of come back, chase me, we go back together, we break up and we're running in circles, we're chasing each other's tails, coming back as we are, and then we go back into the chorus. So there's this like climaxing in this verse that is building up tension and meaning, and he's also putting that into his voice by making it a little bit more steady, making it a little bit more forward, clearly pronounced. I think you need the same things as in the verse before. You need a good support, a good flow, a good seat, like always. That's anyways your basics in singing, always. Here we have this build up again, so he can go back. Nobody said it was easy. So again, you don't want to have like this gap, but possibly just this gap of power and tension, so you can jump back into the chorus. Let's listen through the rest of the songs, and I'm gonna make some comments on that, and then we're almost done with this song already. Okay, that was just the normal chorus. I think you can prep it as the last chorus, and we're gonna continue listen now because now there's a special part coming. So we have in the end some ahs that I think should be okay and clear. I mean, it is in a mixed voice. So you switch a little bit between head voice and chest voice. But it's very light. It's like this really releasing, just letting it be and letting the song and the story maybe end, going out very much just in pleasure and in a good feeling. Great. So that was The Scientist from Coldplay. If you have a song that you dying to know how it's working, leave a comment. I would be very happy to analyze that song for you. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel, then you will miss no video of mine anymore. I'm happy to have you here and I'll see you soon.